Hello, I would like to talk to you today about the largely debated issue of same-sex marriage. The current debate began with the Supreme Court of Hawaii's ruling in 1993 that the state couldn't ban same-sex marriages without, quote, a compelling reason, unquote, to do so. The subject has been debated most heavily since 2001 when many nations, states, and other jurisdictions began to make this type of union legal. The topic has struck so much disagreement for many reasons. While some people feel that marriage is a civil right guaranteed under the Constitution, other individuals feel that same-sex marriage goes against religion and ruins the sanctity of the union. Additionally, some people feel that allowing same-sex marriage would have to mean redefining marriage altogether. Here are the most common pro and con points argued on the subject. Proponents of same-sex marriage say love is love, and everyone, no matter their sexual orientation, should be allowed to marry if they so choose. Additionally, many benefits are only available to married couples, such as taxation and inheritance rights, and proponents believe that same-sex couples should have access to all of those benefits. Marriage has been redefined as society has evolved. For instance, interracial marriage was once illegal and looked down upon, but is now perfectly fine. Many want the same for same-sex marriage. As mentioned, marriage is viewed as a civil right, and as the Constitution states, there is, quote, freedom of personal choice in matters of marriage, protected by the Due Process Clause, unquote. Finally, a huge aspect on the side of pro-same-sex marriage is the fact that allowing the marriage makes it easier for same-sex couples to adopt, thus giving homes to many children in need. Opponents of same-sex marriage also have strong opinions, touching on many of the same ideas. They tend to mention the traditional definition of marriage and how it has been between a man and a woman and involves procreation of children. Therefore, they believe that accepting and allowing gay marriage will ruin that traditional institution and the sanctity of marriage overall. Connected to that, they argue that allowing same-sex marriage could potentially lead down a slippery slope where anyone can get married, be it polygamous, incestuous, bestial, or other. They tend to hold that marriage is a religious privilege, not a right, and those who go against the church, gay people in their opinion, should be denied that privilege. Finally, opponents do not want parentless children to be adopted by same-sex couples. They believe a child needs both a mother and a father in order for them to avoid falling into bad behavior. More information on both sides can be found on procon.org via the link I have cited at the end of my slideshow. As for myself, I strongly support same-sex marriage and believe that you should too. I find the opponent arguments to be unreasonable. I view marriage as a fundamental right protected by the Constitution, and so believe any member of this country should be allowed to marry whomever they wish. Marriage to me only affects those in the union, so why should it matter if 2 men or 2 women want to get married? It doesn't change anything about my life. I also favor separation of church and state. They were separated for a reason and should stay that way. No matter who thinks same-sex marriage is a sin or goes against the church, it is a constitutional right, and it should not matter what the church has to say about that. Additionally, for all of the arguments that gay marriage will ruin the sanctity of the union, what about all of the people who get divorced once or more? Or celebrities who get married for 72 days or 55 hours, or even people who just get married in Vegas after knowing each other for a few drunken hours and then get it annulled the next morning. Aren't all of those people ruining the meaning of marriage and till death do us part just as much, if not more? It seems unfair to deny a same-sex couple who's been together for 10 years, for instance, the right to marry when people toss it around so effortlessly in that way. Finally, there is nothing that a mother and a father can do that 2 mothers or 2 fathers cannot. Parents are parents, and a family is a family. Giving that to a child who has nothing is better than leaving them to grow up alone. Same-sex couples being allowed to marry would be able to give homes much more easily to children who need one. Who is cruel enough to deny children a family? I hope that you enjoyed my presentation, and I hope that you understand both sides of the argument now and why it is so important to support same-sex marriage. Thank you.